The Nautilus 5711 is one of the few pieces that genuinely deserves its iconic status. Obtaining the piece at retail was extremely difficult due to its high demand, and now that the line has been officially discontinued, getting one will be more difficult and expensive. We've been through the 4 other stages of grief, and now it's finally time to accept that the Nautilus, whom many revered to be the holy ground of Grail watches, is no more, and realize that there are plenty of amazing alternatives out there. It goes beyond saying that replacing the Nautilus is a really big shoe to fill, but in this video, we'll be talking about some of these alternatives, some of which won't cause a burn hole in your pockets financially. Without further ado, what's a better way to start without making mention of the Piaget Polo S? There's no doubt it's a classic timepiece, just like the Nautilus and Aquanaut by Patek Philippe. As a matter of fact, it seems like a beautiful blend of the two. A 42mm in diameter, the Polo S is slightly larger than the Patek, but has nearly the same brushed flat-top screen-shaped bezel. The textured dial and stainless bracelet look similar to the Aquanaut by Patek Philippe. However, the movements are quite different from the Aquanaut. The Calibre 1110P runs the Polo S, a new 4mm thick in-house automatic that runs at 4 Hz and juices up with around 50 hours of power reserve. The Polo S is also offered in an automated time and date as well as an automatic chronograph. Interestingly, one of the most Polo-like features found on the Polo S is the dial's horizontal pattern, which pays homage to the original edition. However, it's also one of the most controversial parts of the Polo S, given it was also a signature move of the Nautilus. One of the most significant advantages of having the Polo S is that it offers a sportier, casual alternative to more stylish pieces like the Altiplano. The S in the Piaget Polo S could be mistaken to stand for steel, but that's not the case, as it actually stands for sport. One of the top values of owning the Polo S is that it offers a sportier, casual alternative to more stylish pieces like the Altiplano. It is available in blue, white, and gray dials, which, to be fair, represent 3 unique personalities. According to Chrono24, the Piaget Polo S may be purchased for between $10,000 and $14,000. Another alternative to the Nautilus is the Gucci 25H. Gucci picked premium steel sports watches with an integrated bracelet as the basis for the 25H line, which was one of the biggest trends in watch design over the last few years. Rather than looking big and slightly baggy, the Gucci 25H line has a rounder Nautilus and a more modern Piaget Polo look, especially on the steel model, with a striking monochromatic feeling. Some people may argue it does not particularly look like an original design and that it feels like Gucci didn't really push the boundaries by playing safe. But who knows, that may just have been what Gucci needed to make this fine piece. The Gucci 25H simply has an incredibly well-placed finish, and the integrated bracelet can be placed just as high as the Royal Oak. A vital characteristic of all 4 automatic models is that it has an ultra-thin, cushion-shaped case that measures 40mm in diameter and just 7.2mm in thickness. The first model is the steel all-gray automatic version, while the second is an automatic steel version with a diamond-set bezel. The third and fourth are yellow gold and full platinum versions with a tourbillon movement. However, all 4 models feature a series of horizontal lines in a satin-brushed finish on the dial to add depth to the overall presence, and exciting detail to note is mentioning the caliber number on the dials. All 4 watches are powered by the brand's first proprietary movements, the Calibre GG727.25 family. It operates at 21,600 vibrations per hour, and the movements, which are visible on all 4 timepieces through the display case back, have 24 joules that feature a 60-hour power reserve. According to the official website of Gucci, the Gucci 25H watch, 40mm, has an asking price of $9,700. The Grand Seiko SBGA 413 is another excellent alternative to the Nautilus 5711's combination of sportiness and elegance. The dial texture is stunning, and it's no surprise that Grand Seiko described this piece as a cherry blossom petals scattered by the wind, covering the surface of a river. While this sounds really poetic, it's certainly understandable why they feel that way. But make no mistake, this is simply a work of art. The casing is clearly inspired by the old Grand Seiko 62 GS. It is made of high-intensity titanium rather than stainless steel. This material is pivotal as it brings a completely different color to the case. The bracelet, darker gray, which contrasts with the bright dial and adds a different feeling on the wrist, being about 30% lighter than steel. The Grand Seiko Shunbun SBGA 413's case is 40mm in diameter, making it comfortable for most users. At 12.8mm in width, it's not exactly slim, but given the watch is equipped with a box-shaped sapphire crystal, it's totally forgivable. The watch also includes a 100-meter water resistance, plus the high-intensity titanium delivers higher scratch resistance, making this watch suitable for regular use. As for the mechanics, it possesses the spring-drive Calibre NR65, designed and made in-house at the Shinshu Watch Studio. The movement is more or less hybrid, as an automatic winding with the mechanical movement coupled with the superior precision of a quartz regulator. It is wound by a central rotor and rated at an impressive precision of ±1 second per day. It was released worldwide on the 1st of February 2022 and can be pre-ordered from Grand Seiko Europe's online boutique now at $6,600 excluding taxes. Moving on to the next, we have the Laurent Ferrier Sport Auto. The Sport Auto is entirely unprecedented, given it was built around the design introduced by the Grand Sport Tourbillon in 2019. Its barrel-shaped central case with an integrated bracelet coupled with a raised-shaped bezel on top looks absolutely splendid. With an upgrade over the Grand Sport's oversized case, the Laurent Ferrier Sport Auto was made to be more soothing on the wrist. It has a reading of 41.5mm in width and 12.70mm in height, and if you weren't informed, you might actually mistake it to be a 40mm case. It also consists of grade 5 titanium, which makes the piece weigh like a feather. We have the screw-down crown and screwed case back to appreciate, as well as it makes the watch water-resistant up to 120 meters. The watch piece comes with a new caliber. The LF270.01 also introduced a new automatic movement equipped with a micro rotor. The movement can store up to 72 hours of power reserve, and the escapement reads at a 4 Hz, relatively modern frequency. The Laurent Ferrier Sport Auto is priced at around $46,000 excluding tax. The fifth alternative we'll be talking about is the magnificent-looking Straum Opphav. It is a watch that wonderfully captures the essence of the Nautilus 5711 while making its own striking statement with its magnificent dial. The Opphav, which means origin in the Norwegian language, simply sits so well on the wrist, and why wouldn't it? It's thin and well-portioned. The dial is one of the most captivating visual characteristics of the Opphav. It has two parts, the center portion, which hovers above the minute track, and the other. The central section has a texture that combines several characteristics of Norway's natural plains. The ripples on a lake, a glacier, and the seabed, as they put it. The lake is embodied in the blue version of the dial, the glacier in the white version, the seabed in the black version, and finally, Norway's forests in the green. The Opphav comes with the Soletta SW200 movement, providing a clear view through 2 sapphire crystal windows. The movement is automatic. It has a power reserve of 38 hours, possesses 28 joules, and has a frequency of 28,000 AH. The dimensions have a bezel diameter of 41mm, a case width, including the crown, of 44.3mm, a case thickness of 11.1 millimeters, a log-to-log length of 46.6 millimeters, and a log width of 22 meters. On the official website of Chrono24, the Straum Opphav Blue can be picked up at a price of $1,188, excluding shipping.